So, hello. I should always put like a post up and let people know I'm going live. Just for the information of it. Hi, Mike Perkins. If any of you are subscribed to channels and wonder why you don't get notifications, you actually have to tap the notification bell twice. So, just for, I do believe that works. I mean, I don't know. Every day is a different day, right? Sure is. I was feeling a certain kind of way, and then I watched those videos that I shared on my community posts about the animals. I'm pretty good. How are you? Like, I never even knew, like, a bat could be cute, but there were these bats. But they're not really flying foxes, but they're bats. Aren't those wings something else, huh? On a bat? They're so awkward for them. So awkward. But the face on this bat was so cute. It looked like a little dog. Oh, medical incident. Thanks for saying you're a medical incident. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't even know what that means. A singular medical incident? That could mean anything. Oh, wow. I got all kinds of things going through my head. Like, did she blame you? Did she say she couldn't handle it? Or, and how would that happen? And what happens then? And I mean, you're really gonna need to like tell me because that sounds terrible. Would that have been what's up? Did he block you? Of course he did. Were you asking her to take care of you? Okay. So here, had you talked of that before? Now you guys, this is the same one from what, 3 months ago? Maybe more, Mike? I'm about you should have known that they were gonna do that. Of course it was what's up, isn't it? So 4 months ago. So you'd already told her, okay, same one. So now that's how long? So I'm not trying to delve. I mean, I'm here to talk to you. You're diabetic. Now I don't. Okay. Um, were you guys having other problems besides that? Was she still on the dating site that you know? That you know? I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are. I am absolutely certain that you are. Have no worries about that. No worries. Over here, as they like to say, she has unresolved trauma. Okay, but that's regardless. Was there other issues going on? Okay. How long was it that you guys were together? So, let's think of it this way. Was it, what, 3, 4 months? That was like one of the first ones, right, Mike? One of the first ones you dated on there? And I know you were like 5 months. Ooh, that's a good long stretch. But there were other issues. Okay. And that was the first one. Okay. So she told you her sad stories. You told her yours, right? Your sad stories. You losing your wife, right? Her unresolved trauma. I'm just guessing. I'm just guessing. Okay. There now. Okay. So think of that as that was a trial run. That was a trial run to see if you could get back in the dating game, and if you were still desirable, right? Okay. But look at. I want you to think of that as confirmation that you're in a good place right now to start dating. You did it, right? You were desirable. Okay. So now try a different thing. Keep doing what you're doing with whatever, how you're meeting people. But love shouldn't be such hard work. I'm quoting a movie that I like and kept it in my head. And no sad stories. Live in the moment. Fly by the seat of your pants. Frolic. Feel young again. Walk on sunshine. Tell no sad stories. And when they start to say and use those sad stories, including yourself and her, as the excuse for why something might happen in the future, then that can never be fixed. Okay? No sad stories. Love shouldn't be such hard work. So if you feel a spark, make sure you feel a spark. Don't ever think, well, maybe I'll eventually feel a spark. No. Uh-uh. If somebody reaches out and touches your hand or something like that, and you like feel like, oh wow, like a little spark, go with it. Go with your heart. But with your head, remember to make a conscious effort that when your heart wants to start spewing out its sad stories, let your head step in and say no sad stories. Even when when she starts saying, but I just want to tell you about my, you say, listen, the past doesn't matter here. This is after you confirm that you have a spark with her. If there is no spark, it's useless. Go the date, do the date, whatever. Don't always go out to dinner. You don't want that. You don't want women who just want dinner and, stuff. And believe me, it goes both ways. So don't always think women are like that. I've met my share of men who you meet and, and they can't even pay for their own dinner. Okay? You could even put it like this. You could even put it like this. At the end of like a dinner date, if you'd like to pay for the dinner, say, I'd like to pay for your dinner, but if you'd prefer to for pay it for yourself, I understand. Right. I'm talking about in the future. But you shouldn't always pay for the both of them, Mike. Because you want to make sure that if there's a time that you come on hard times, and you can no longer pay for the both of you, that she can also, you can count on her. You want to be able to count on your partner. People should bring 100, 100 to the table. Not 50-50. 100, 100. You want to know that that person, I know that maybe you're the type of man who feels that's, the fit way to do things, but that's very difficult then to determine if this person is looking for a person to carry them, or can you carry each other? We'll get onto your thing next. I'm about, okay? I'm about, I know what I think your issue might be, and I know that you don't want to face that fact, but I really can't speak for every woman. But it has something to do with circumcision. There's women. Do you really want me to say? I will say. I can't speak for every woman. But I know, and from, I don't know, men call it locker room talk. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Appreciate you letting me, appreciate you talking to me like that. That's fine. I just think most women prefer circumcised men. It's just my thought process. I don't know. I think you can get it at any age, and I think it's something you should look into. I mean, they don't. They don't. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. Like I said, I really don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I'm about. I could also say maybe you're always, all right, but do you want that woman anyway? She's cheating on somebody with you. What does she even matter? Would you ever trust her? Ever. Ever. You're in love with the idea of it. But at the end of the day, if you think about it, if she turned up at your door in 2 hours and said, I left him, guess what? You would trust her? She probably does care for you a lot. I think it's wonderful that you're in love. I'm about, and I think you should seize the moment and not worry about the future. Okay. I think people should be in love as much as they can. And that doesn't mean with many different people. It just means that, you know, Or they could just tell you I'm about, rather than try to hurt you. I was listening to a live stream today, ironically, the one that you had mentioned, that person, you know, and she was saying that I was, you know, had some concern about their, you know, obsession with Pete, and she said, I'm the one who put him out there. As if going to the beach and being in pictures with people you know isn't normal. Now, I don't know how she grew up, but I grew up with, if I showed somebody a picture of me with somebody, um, because there was no social media, I guess, because maybe people always had it in them to be weird and try to search for people's information, right? But that isn't something that in my life I've ever had to worry about, being like, this is my friend Pete. Oh, and by the way, Janelle, I don't know if you've ever heard of something called a dry sense of humor and sarcasm. That's Pete. He's very sarcastic. He has a very dry sense of humor. The fact that you're still trying to convince me that I don't know how my friend acts after that many years. But they're not nice on their channel. I'm about. And if you notice, they don't have a dog. Some might have a dog. That somebody sent me a parable. Now, there's 40 people here on Black, so they can listen to this. It's a parable. Um, so they can keep this in mind later tonight if they happen to go to any other, you know, studies or whatever you want to call it. Okay? Okay. They certainly do. I heard her talking about my mods are people that are like new accounts, and I'm modding them. Incorrect. That's it. Um, so okay, this is from Matthew. Okay, Matthew, Matthew 18. I'm going to start at Matthew 18:21. Then Peter came up to him and said, Lord, how many times may my brother sin against me, and I forgive him and let it go? As many as up to 7 times. Okay. There's a reason I'm telling this story. I've heard it said that some people believe that they can do whatever they want, and then in their last dying breath, they say, I accept Jesus Christ as my Savior and believe that He died on the cross for my sins, and that's their mediator. And that then they just get forgiven. But the thing is this, The prayer says, and forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven. Right? But I've seen a certain person going around, and a lot of others, including WhatsApp, he's added into his doxing, disgusting. Janelle thinks I'm supposed to take like accountability for sharing going through my Facebook. Like I owe them any insight to anything when they sit there and harass Pete because obviously they can't contain themselves if he appears in a video with me. So I'm supposed to elaborate on my whole life, on my whole life, same, right? No, just kidding. So that then Janelle can say whatever. She knows what she's getting into. I mean, come on now. So I've seen this debt of mine be spoken about over and over and over and over and over and over and over, even an elaborated debt, mind you. But here's the thing. Let's continue with the story. I know, right? I'm about absolutely. You're absolutely right. Therefore, the kingdom of heaven is like a human king who wished to settle accounts with his attendants. He began the accounting. One was brought to him who owed him 10,000 talents, probably about $10,000. And because he could not pay, his master ordered him to be sold with his wife and his children and everything that he possessed, and payment to be made. So the attendant fell on his knees, begging him, "Have patience with me, and I will pay you everything." And his master's heart was moved with compassion, and he released him and forgave him, canceling the debt. But the same attendant, as he went out, found one of his fellow attendants who owed him 100 denarii, about $20. Now, this guy had just been forgiven a $10,000 debt. And he goes out, catches this guy by the throat, and says, "Pay what you owe." So his fellow attendant fell down and begged him earnestly, "Give me mine, and I will pay you all." But he was unwilling, and he went out and had him put in prison till he should pay the debt. Like, basically, if you get reminded of it every day, and it's like even an exaggerated amount, I mean, from 13 days after it being offered to you, not even asked for, like a prison, I know, prison of words, but this is actual prison. When his fellow attendants saw what had happened, they were greatly distressed, and they went and told everything that had taken place to their master, like God. Then his master called him and said to him, "You contemptible and wicked attendant, I forgave and canceled all that great debt of yours because you begged me to, which you will be in your dying death. And should you not have had pity and mercy on your fellow attendant, as I had pity and mercy on you?" And in wrath his master turned him over to the torturers, the jailers, or hell, till he should pay all that he owed. so also my heavenly Father will deal with every one of you if you do not freely forgive your brother from your heart his offenses. Thank you, my friend, for sending me that. Thank you to the people who remain in this room and listen to me read that. And remember, what's being done by somebody who presents themselves in a certain kind of way. Now, if they claim to know the Bible, which I don't, um, but they're not really studying it. They're studying a workbook. Anyhow, I was really surprised. Well, I am really surprised. So I hope I helped them a little in their journey through life and heaven and getting there. That it's simply not that easy as they want to be inclined to believe. It's your heart that's looked at. It really is. It's not a matter of uttering some words in your dying breath. So please remember to be kind. It's free. Thumbs up. It's free. Encouragement. And yes, listening to people is wonderful. And yesterday was a bad day for me, but today was a good day. So every day, bring something new. Just remember to be there to receive it. And the winning is winning the game and showing up, right? So when people get down and they feel a certain kind of way, remember that tomorrow might bring you joy. And one day brings you sadness. One day brings you joy. You just wouldn't even know the difference if they weren't there. And God created both, but there's for a reason. And I don't know. I appreciate you guys. I really do. I know maybe to some people it doesn't matter what I think, but I'm gracious to be giving me another day to say it. So keep loving tacos. Keep kicking on.